Afternoon, everyone. Just get started with James Tavernier. Whenever you're ready, Andy, do you want to kick us off?
Hi James, how are the boys feeling ahead of a huge match tomorrow?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. Big European game. We've put ourselves in a great position, so it's just about continue to do that. We've had good form of late, so it's about keeping that consistency and really applying our game to Tottenham tomorrow night. These
Battle of Britain games, as they call them, take on a bit of added significance for the fans. Is that the same for the players as well?
Yeah, really looking forward to it. I'm expecting Ibrox to be jumping tomorrow night, but it's obviously down to us to get the crowd right behind us from the start of the whistle. So, yeah, really looking forward to it. Can't wait.
You said obviously Rangers have picked up a bit of form lately, coming in feeling pretty good about themselves. Tottenham are in a bit of a sticky spell at the moment. What are you expecting from them?
They've got a top quality side. They're a top Premier League team, and it's obviously a European night, so it's a different type of game. But we're expecting a good opponent that are going to obviously play their style, and we're going to try to apply our style, and hopefully we can come out with it with the 3 points.
James, just talk to us about the 2 games across the next 4 days. How big is this week coming up for the club, and is it the kind of 4 days, kind of 2 games that if you do win them both, could almost change the direction of your season?
Well, first and foremost, we're only going to be concentrating on the Tottenham game. Obviously, we've got a cup final at the end of the week, but our main focus is tomorrow night. That's the most important game to us right now. Our motto's always been the next game, and we're really looking forward to this Tottenham game, and we know it's going to be a tough game. So it's about grasping it, taking it by the scruff of the neck, and getting the result that we want, and obviously putting a performance that the fans are really proud of.
But is there a sense amongst the players that in these biggest games, that's how you can get the fans right behind you and build momentum, build confidence if you do win these ones?
It's every game. The fans expect us to perform every single game. If you're playing a Scottish Cup game against a lower league team, or you're playing the top sides in Europe, they expect us to put a performance in that they're proud of, and we've got to go out there and obviously show that.
Joshua?
James, if you look at your last week, scored a couple of goals. Do you feel like you're coming into a good spell of this season after obviously the results for the squad at the start of the season were difficult? Yeah, we've obviously tweaked a little bit in the tactics, and it's really suiting the team really well. The team are really performing, and obviously seen me get on the goal sheets a couple of times now. So no, it's obviously coming in at a good stage, but you want to have that throughout the season. But you can't be perfect all the time. But it's about just continuing to keep working hard, and that's what everyone's doing. But why do you think that change has helped the team? Because obviously goals haven't come that much domestically, but I think it was 9 goals in 2 games over the course of last week. Some things, it can be the opponent, it can be us as a team. We've been very critical on ourselves about our performances. Just that final third entries and being clinical in front of goal, and I think we've been doing that of late, being really clinical and getting our rewards when we get in those positions. And also it's about us keeping clean sheets, and I think we've been doing really well with that of late as a team, not just the back 4 or Jack. It's about the team, with the front pressure. Everyone's been really doing that, so it's all about continuing to do that now. We obviously spoke to you after the St Johnstone game about the competition for places at right back going into these couple of games as well. How do you see that alongside Dujon, who's obviously been playing well and wants that same spot that you do? Yeah, me and Dujon are really close, and we want to push each other. The whole team want to push each other. If it's not the starting 11, the players are really pushing to get that chance, and when asked to perform for the shirt. So we're all in it together. We all want to win the same things, and we're all going to continue to keep pushing each other throughout the season. It's only healthy to have people pushing each other in the squad to push you on.
James, just obviously your brother Marcus got a good result against Spurs last week. I think Calvin Bassey, obviously you'll know well as well, has had a good result against Spurs this season. Have you tapped into them just to get any advice on how to go about approaching this game?
Well, I obviously watched my brother's game, so I watched that really closely. And obviously Bournemouth have been doing really well this season. So has my brother. So we've obviously looked at a lot of clips of how Tottenham have played, and yeah, it's just about what we do obviously at the training ground to really tune into what we need to do Thursday night to try and stop them be effective that they can be.
Obviously, Ange Postecoglou's been up here before. Do you see any similarities between the way his Tottenham side play and the Celtic side that you come up against?
Yeah, you obviously see the fullbacks come inside in the midfield, and they like to obviously build up with a ball. They're probably a bit more direct, as in they've got the quality to get through the lines quicker. So we know that they've got top quality players around the pitch. It's the Premier League team, so yeah, everybody's got to be on the game, and as long as we can stop that, and we know we're going to create our own chances.
Robert?
James, you've shown a really good reaction to kind of losing your place in the team since you've come back in. Are you back in a place now where you're expecting to start the games?
Not at all. You can never be like that as a footballer. You can never expect to start. You'll always be, you'll get too comfortable, and you don't want that. You always want to be keeping pushing yourself, and every single week I never expect myself to start. I always try and push myself, and yeah, that's what I'll continue to do, even when I've not been playing, is just pushing hard and obviously helping the team.
But it was a given for such a long time that you would start, that you were starting. Have you had to change your mindset then that possibly won't be the case?
No, just keep working hard every single day, which I do, so that's what I just got to continue to do.
Keith?
James, it's a strange situation leading up to a cup final, isn't it, when you've got a huge game like this just a couple of days before. Now, obviously your eyes are on tomorrow, and rightly so, but in some ways can it maybe act as a benefit to you guys that there's not too much concentration on this game on Sunday, and you can maybe bounce out of the Spurs game into the cup final on Sunday?
I think when you play for Rangers and you're in all these competitions, I think that it's a given. You're playing 3 games a week, so we're pretty used to having midweek games and before cup finals. So it's obviously Thursdays, like tomorrow night's really important. We've not really spoke about this weekend yet because obviously the full focus is on Tottenham.
When you look at what's to come throughout the week, and you've played in some huge matches here, you've lifted titles, etc. Is this as big a week when you face 2 teams like this that you'll have seen in your time here as a player and captain?
I think it's an exciting week to be Rangers playing a Rangers fan. It's down to us to grasp it basically. So it's all in our hands. If we want to go out there and put the performances in and get the rewards for it, then it's down to us to do that.
Ronnie?
Just wondering, James, how much a performance and even a result tomorrow night will do for the squad, not only with Sunday in mind, but more generally moving forward?
It'll put us in the next step. We're always looking for that consistency, and we've obviously lacked that this season. The past 3 games have shown really good signs of the performance as a team in different ways we can win, and the consistency obviously showing that clean sheets are back. So we need to, throughout the team, get that consistency, keep game by game, keep putting in the performances that the players want, the manager wants, the fans want, and obviously you want the results, but we obviously have to perform well. And tomorrow night we've got we have to perform well. It's against the top team, so we've got to be really focused.
How much more added space do you think it will make that former Celtic manager Ange Postecoglou is going to be in that opposition dugout?
I think there's a lot around this game. Battle of Britain, Premier League team. And yeah, I think there's a lot to it. I think it's obviously exciting for the outside, but us as players see it as a team that that we want to take 3 points and put 3 points on the table to put us in a really healthy position in what is it, the Europa League. So that's what obviously we're going to try and do.
Callum?
James, just going back to last weekend, we saw Tottenham make a flying start against Chelsea. Looked as though they were going to be well on track to victory. Then they've kind of, the wheels have coming off slightly. Do you feel as though that could be or it could lead to a slight sort of vulnerability in terms of their confidence? And can you play on that at all?
Obviously, it was a great performance from Chelsea. I think we were watching that game on the way back from Ross County. I think it's like any game. you know, if a team goes down by a goal or two, you know, if you continue to do the right thing, continue fighting, then you always stand a chance to get yourself back in the game. And I believe obviously that's what Chelsea did. And we know that we're going to create our own chances. So it's about us being really clinical tomorrow night and, you know, taking those chances and obviously shutting up shop at the other end.
Can we just take the question from there?
Hello, James. Tottenham's struggled in a hostile atmosphere in Galatasaray. I don't know if you saw that, but do you think it will be hostile tomorrow? Do you think it's important that it's hostile tomorrow? And does the Celtic element in the Spurs team play a part in that?
I think the European nights are always the best at Ibrox. I've said in the past, you know, the crowds, the same feeling of being as electric. You know, they're always on top of you, really behind you. But obviously that comes down to us getting the crowd behind us. So I think it'll be a great atmosphere, and I think everybody will be really looking forward to it, and we're trying to make it as hard as possible for Tottenham.
Robert?
Just going to ask more than that, James. I mean, the Tottenham players are experienced. They've played in big stadiums before, even in England. Can these guys be affected by a European night here? You know what it's like. Can these guys be affected by that?
I believe they can, because if you go back and, you know, the run to Seville, the you know, the sound of the atmosphere, that was, you know, I've never experienced that, and it was some really big nights, and, you know, we get 50,000 fans in the stadium every single week, but, you know, them European nights were something really special, so hopefully we can create that kind of atmosphere tomorrow night.
Last couple, guys.
Hi, James. I think Ange Postecoglou's only won once here at Ibrox during his time, but that was the season where they went on to win the league, when they won 2-1. What are your memories of playing against his side specifically, and how can they help you tomorrow night?
It's obviously, like I said before, it's going to be similar to obviously what we played before. Obviously we've got a lot of new players, so maybe a lot of lads have not played too well on that system, but obviously we played Celtic this year, which are playing very similar, so we've looked at all we can in the clips, and we worked as hard as we can on the training pitch, so the gaffer's given us all we need to know, but it's just about us, you know, applying that on the pitch tomorrow night to stop him.
And just to elaborate a little bit more on your brother Marcus winning, I mean, you said you watched that game. What can you take specifically from that match and how Bournemouth went about it?
I wish he would have scored a couple of goals in that game, to be fair. He had a couple of chances. What I took from that game, you know, Bournemouth have really pressed them high, didn't give them really much time on the ball. The only downside probably to that game, you know, Bournemouth should have really finished the game off. They had a lot of chances, and, you know, that's why I say, as of late, we've been really clinical of what we've been doing, so it'll be really important tomorrow night, because we don't know how many chances we get, but it's about us being clinical. So I think that's the main thing, you know, when we get in those positions, be clinical and obviously not conceding.
Okay, guys. Thanks very much, everybody. Thank
Cheers,
you.
Thank you.